Hello crystals, welcome back to my channel. This is the second part of MND series. In this lecture, we're gonna talk about Kennedy's disease, which is the lower motor neuron disease. So, without wasting so much time, let's get started. So, first of all, introduction of the Kennedy's disease. So, the Kennedy's disease is a rare X-linked recessive genetic progressive adult onset motor neuron disease. In Kennedy's disease, both the spinal and the bulbar neurons are affected, which causes muscle weakness and atrophy of the facial, bulbar, and the limb muscles, while also causing sensory disturbances and endocrine abnormalities. Synonyms for Kennedy's disease are Kennedy's syndrome, spinal bulbar muscular atrophy, X-linked spinal bulbar muscular atrophy. Epidemiology of the Kennedy's disease is 3.3 out of 1 lakh males. It is rare in females due to X-linked transmission. So I will explain you it in detail. Because in the females there are XX chromosomes are present, and in the males there are XY chromosomes are present. Due to this this disease is X-linked. When it occurs in female, there are less chances to be affected because there is backup for this, because there is extra X chromosomes is also present. But in the males there is no extra X chromosome, so in the males chances to be affected is increases or more. Most of the females are carriers which are not show symptoms, or mild or less symptoms can be seen in the females. It occurs between the age of 30 to 60 years. You can see in this picture there is a carrier female which cause so there is a increased chances of son to be affected. The daughter is also affected, but it becomes also carrier because there is a backup for her, because there is an extra X chromosome is also present, but in the son there is no extra X chromosome, there is a Y chromosome, so there is an increased chances to be affected for the male. Now the etiology. So the Kennedy's disease is caused by mutation of the gene that encodes for androgen receptors. So what is the androgen gene and androgen receptor? So the androgen receptor is the cytoplasm of the cells that make up the skin, kidney, prostate, skeletal muscles, and lower motor neurons in the spinal cord and in the brainstem. Normally, androgen hormones will bind to the androgen receptors, which initiates a cascade of reactions that signals gene to increase protein production for a number of functions within the cell. In Kennedy's disease, this function is compromised due to the mutation of AR genes. Nonetheless, the exact mechanism for the motor neuron impairment remains relatively unknown, because in the normal protein production there is a chain of amino acid or nucleotides. At the one point there is a terminal protein which stops the production of the protein, but due to mutation in the androgen receptors or androgen genes, there is no stopping protein, so there is an increased production of androgen gene which causes the Kennedy's disease. And in the diagnosis it is helpful for us to detect the more androgen gene in the blood, so we can diagnose the Kennedy's disease and by the sign and symptoms. You can see in this picture there is a altered RNA transcription because there is a mutation in the gene, so there is a neurogenic atrophy or non-cell autonomous muscle atrophy occurs. It is mostly seen in the bulbar region, so there is a weakness at the face is more seen. Now on the clinical manifestation, so in the extremities there is a weakness and wasting of facial, bulbar, and the extremity muscles. Limb weakness and the wasting usually asymmetrical, and weakness proximal greater than the distal impairments. More weakness is seen on the dominant side. Weakness may present as difficulty in climbing stairs and walking, particularly long distances, because there is a weakness of the limb muscles and our distal extremities. So we can see the difficulty in walking. The tremors of the hands, reduced or absent tendon reflexes are also seen because it is a lower motor neuron disease. So there is a mostly flaccidity occurs and there is a absent of tendon reflexes. Contrary to the in the upper motor neuron disease, there is a hyperreflexia is seen. This is the difference between the lower motor and the upper motor neuron disease. You can see in this picture there is a various aspects of our body are affected in the Kennedy's disease as the disease progresses. So there is the involvement of the corticospinal tract, so there is a voluntary muscle actions are lost and there is a wasting of the muscle occurs. There is a muscle atrophy. Brugada syndrome, it is related to the heart condition where there is a arrhythmia occurs in the ventricle. There is also gynecomastia. It is very much a clinical feature for to diagnose the Kennedy's disease because it is mainly occurs in the male. So there is a gynecomastia occurs in the male where their size of the breast increases. Elevated total cholesterol and triglycerides, impaired glucose tolerance, urinary obstruction, testicular atrophy, osteopenia, sensory neuropathy, and autonomic dysfunction is also seen. There is also hyperlordotic posture because there is a weakness of the muscles, internally rotated arms, gait disturbance, falls, or the trouble with the stairs. As I said you, there is a weakness of our leg muscles also. So there is gait disturbance and trouble with the stairs are also seen. There is also muscle cramps and fasciculations, myalgias, sensory abnormalities are also seen. Now in the cerebrum, if the cerebrum is affected, so there is a hanging jaw or which is also called the jaw drop, fasciculation of the lips, perioral muscles and the tongue because there is mostly bulbar region is affected. So there is a most symptoms are seen on our face. So there is a fasciculation of the lips, perioral muscles and the tongue is seen. Irregular edges or deep furrowing in the midline of the tongue, which means there is a prominent midline in the tongue is seen. Difficulty in chewing, dysarthria, dysphagia because weakness of our head and neck muscles. Nasal voice due to palatal weakness, laryngospasm, twitching movements of the chin, and postural tremor of the jaw is seen. You can see in this picture there is a prominent midline in the tongue is seen and there is a wasting of our hand muscles. Now the endocrine clinical manifestation, which is the gynecomastia, which is the most common clinical feature in the Kennedy's disease. Reduced fertility due to testicular atrophy. Azoospermia means there is a more less or there is no sperms in the semen, and the oligospermia means there is a less sperms in the semen. Androgen resistance, erectile dysfunction, reduced libido, and diabetes are also clinical manifestations in the Kennedy's disease as the disease progresses. You can see in this picture gynecomastia in the males. There is a normal male breast, and in the gynecomastia there is an enlargement of the male mammary glands. Now on the diagnosis, so how do we diagnose the Kennedy's disease? So the based on the physical signs and symptoms previously listed in the clinical manifestation section, so we can easily diagnose the Kennedy's disease. The diagnosis of the disease can be confirmed by the molecular genetic testing on a blood samples for cytosine, adenosine, guanine, trinucleotide repeat expansion in the AR gene, right, as I said you previous in the previous slide. Individual with the greater than 36 CAG trinucleotide repeats in the AR genes are diagnosed with the Kennedy's disease. Or when there is a less than 36 CAG, it is thought to be it is diagnosed as a cancer, or other cirrhosis of the liver is also seen. But in the Kennedy's disease, there is a greater CAG nucleotide level. So in the management, Kennedy's disease is exacerbated by the presence of androgen. So the we can manage this disease by to suppress the androgen activity. However, androgen suppression has negative side effects, which includes reduced muscle strength, osteoporosis, and altered mood effects. In an attempt to limit these side effects, short term androgen reduction therapy has been attempted, but this approach has yet to be clinically tested. Additionally, gonadotropin releasing hormone therapy has been utilized to limit the secretion of androgens. We can also the speech language pathologist for our for improve our speech. Dietitian, physician and occupational therapist can also help to manage this disease. And most important, physiotherapy management is also important in to improve Kennedy's disease symptoms, because there is a muscle wasting in the body occurs, so we can strengthen the muscles and improve the ADL. So the aim of the physiotherapy is to help them manage the current symptoms and prevent the complications. In the physiotherapy intervention, there is a stretching exercise to lengthen the shortened or tight muscles and maintain our flexibility. Strengthening exercises, core and trunk stabilization exercise to improve our gait. Balance training, postural education to sitting, lying, and for the standing. Practicing functional activities such as the standing and walking. As the disease progresses, gait aid prescription may be necessary, which can improve our ambulation and mobility. Strengthening exercise can include free weights, machine weights, and the functional exercise using body weight. Exercise performed in a study by Chris Grunschich, which saw an overall increase in the lower extremity strength, included knee extensions, squats, single leg stands, lunges, step ups, and planks. The exercise parameters were adjusted throughout the 15-week program based on the individual's response to it. So how do response the patient, we can set our clinical program. This exercise also resulted in an increased stride length and improved the balance and coordination. Thank you friends for your attention. I hope you like this video. So please like, share and subscribe my channel so you can get this type of videos regularly. Bye.